Hey everyone, Lewis, aka Spider-Man 1991, here with another issue, part of my issue-by-issue reviews of the story arc known as The Button, with part 3 taking place in Batman number 22. Alright, so here's a brief summary of what happens. The issue opens up back in the Flashpoint timeline, where we see Dr. Thomas Wayne, who is Batman in this reality, getting ready to destroy his mansion as he's about to be attacked by soldiers from the Amazons and the Atlantean army. However, though, his plan is before he pressed the trigger, suddenly Bruce Wayne and Barry Allen, our Batman Flash, arrive in the Batcave, and that pretty much picks up right where the last issue left, with Bruce and Barry encountering an alternate version of Bruce's father. Now Flash says that he has to fix the cosmic treadmill because that's how they got there, and the parts are scattered in the Batcave. Fortunately, he's super fast; he can get it done. And so both Batman agree to hold off the Atlanteans and the Amazons while Barry fixes the treadmill. And of course, Barry's able to do so. And while they're fighting off the Atlanteans, Bruce tries to talk to his dad, and he explains to him that the letter he received was the best gift he ever gotten. And he also tells Thomas that in his world, he is also a father and he has his own son. Of course, right when Barry finishes building the treadmill, it activates and gets ready to go off, and Flash is like, "Bruce, come on, we gotta go." And Bruce at first is urging his dad, come with us, help us figure out this mystery. And then Thomas says, "I can't do that," and he shoves Bruce onto the treadmill, and Flash has to hold Bruce back so that he can leave. And as they're getting ready to pull out the reality, Thomas and Bruce both having a very emotional farewell, and Thomas tells Bruce that the only thing that you can do for me is just stop being Batman and be the thing that I never was, which was a father. And of course, as they're doing this, the Flashpoint reality starts to fade from existence, like white light being erased from reality. And of course, unfortunately, Bruce and Barry get out just in time, and as the world is fading, Thomas looks at the detonator and destroys it, instead puts on his Batman cowl and decides to head straight into the white light. Now, as Batman and Flash re-enter the time stream, they're able to catch up to the Reverse Flash right before he died, because he still has the button, and he claims to have seen where the button comes from and who its owner is. So clearly the Reverse Flash has not met Dr. Manhattan yet. And that's basically where the issue ends. Okay. Flashpoint Batman is definitely one of my favorite things that I loved about the Flashpoint story arc in reality. And the reunion between Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne, we did get a teaser of that back in the story arc Convergence. However, that was between the pre-crisis Bruce Wayne and the Earth 2 Thomas Wayne. This reunion between Flashpoint Thomas and standard Bruce Wayne was something that I think both characters needed, because, well, for Bruce, at the beginning of this arc, when Reverse Flash breaks into the Batcave and fights Batman, he also destroys the letter Flashpoint Thomas wrote to Bruce. So this in a way is giving Bruce some closure to the letter, which is nice. And for Thomas, it's something that he definitely needed, because at the beginning we see him getting ready to just basically go all kamikaze and kill himself to take out the Atlanteans and the Amazons that are with him. However, as he's fighting off the foes with his son, there's sort of a sense of meaning restored to him, and at the end, instead of just basically blowing up the manor and killing himself in a big flash of light, he decides instead to just go out fighting head on into the light instead of just sitting there pushing a button and boom. Also, I think Thomas has one of the best last words ever, which is a really cool line that he once told Bruce when Bruce originally fell into the soon-to-be Batcave, where Thomas slowly whispers to him, "We're Wayne's son. We don't fall. We rise." And like Thomas yells that out right as he's about to be engulfed by the white light. And that was a really good scene. The dialogue between Thomas and Bruce was very emotional, especially for these two characters. It was very well written. I thought it was great. It definitely brings some closure to the Thomas Wayne Batman, which is very nice. I love that character, and I really want them to do Flashpoint in the DCEU just so I could see Jeffrey Dean Morgan play Thomas Wayne Batman. Okay, I really want to see that. That's all my major things I want the DCEU to have. But that's another video for another time. One last thing I do kind of have an issue with, and this is something that we always see whenever Bruce kind of like communicates with his parents, is that they always tell him, You don't have to be Batman, son. Just do literally anything else with your money. You don't have to wear a bat suit and beat up muggers every night. I mean, it really isn't the first time we've seen Bruce's parents say that. In fact, the first time I think that we ever did hear that was when Bruce sort of spoke to Martha's ghost during the story arc Batman: Death and the Maidens, which I've reviewed, and the video will be up this Friday if you want to check that out. Check that out. But, you know, it's always repetitive that, you know, and it really sent the idea home that, you know, being Batman isn't really what Bruce's parents had in mind for him. And of course, in Death of the Maidens, when at the end of that story, Bruce kind of realizes that, you know, being Batman, he doesn't have to do it for his parents anymore, but it's something that he wants to do now because he knows Batman's the force for good. In this case, when you do kind of compare the two different and this is like where the two Wayne men's versions of Batman differ. In Flashpoint, Batman is pretty much a vigilante that uses lethal force to solve any crime, whereas in main continuity, Batman is one of the greatest heroes who's one of the world's greatest the greatest detective, and he's also pretty much one of the founding pillars of the Justice League. So in the main continuity, Batman definitely has a bigger importance than, I would say, than Thomas Wayne did as Batman in his reality. Also, okay, the last thing I want to talk about is what Reverse Flash said. At the end of this issue, Reverse Flash claims that he knows the button's owner, or he knows where it came from. I think what he meant by that is he knows which alternate Earth the button came from. Obviously meaning whichever Earth in the multiverse has the Watchmen universe. And I think the and I really don't think maybe Reverse Flash didn't meet Dr. Manhattan himself. I think what happened was Reverse Flash grabbed the button when he sort of zoomed into the time stream or whatever to find this Earth, and he located on his way there when he was about to enter that Earth. I think that's when Dr. Manhattan intervened and killed him. Really, I think right now what Flash and Batman are doing is trying to catch up to Reverse Flash before he reaches the Watchmen's Earth. Because I think somehow Dr. Manhattan might be protecting that particular Earth, because we haven't seen that Earth in the official list of multiverses. I mean, I know there is an Earth that's very similar to it that has the original characters from Charlton Comics that the Watchmen characters are based on, but we don't have the actual Watchmen universe cataloged yet. So obviously, I think once all three of them maybe reach the Earth, Dr. Manhattan might, instead of just killing off Flash and Batman, he might just send everyone back to the main DC universe and possibly erase the experience from their memories. That could be how the story concludes, but I doubt it, because if you've seen the cover for Flash number 22, you know that it's teasing the return of Jay Garrick. So how does Jay Garrick fit into all this? What does all this mean? We don't know. Right now, the entire thing, there's still the mystery going on. So in terms of plot, we didn't really get much. The mystery continues. But in terms of character development, I think given Bruce and how he felt with the letter that was left over from Flashpoint, I think that that was a very good, well-written part of the issue. And overall, I think the story has been very impressive. There's been a lot of good moments in it. I think we're going to get an entire answer to what's going on with the Watchmen. Absolutely not. I think we might get a little more development, and we might get a little more information that could lead to possibly some more theories, or maybe get rid of a few fan theories, and also maybe tease what's going to happen with the JSA. Still, The Button, it's a very interesting story arc, and I highly recommend you check it out if you're a Watchmen fan, or if you really loved Rebirth and you still want to know what's happening in terms of what they have going on with their whole big Rebirth plan, then you should definitely be reading The Button. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you again for watching. Thanks for checking out these issue-by-issue reviews. If you want to know when I'm going to have the final part uploaded, which will be Flash number 22, which will come out next Wednesday at the time of this video's release, stay subscribed and stay notified. Also, like I said earlier, I will have Batman: Death and the Maidens uploaded this Friday, so that's another reason to stay subscribed. Check out my other videos, put some cards, some annotations or cards or whatever, so you can click on some other stuff. Thank you again for watching. I'm Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.